Hello, Tusconians. If you are seeing me, this means I am not there. This means that I'm in an airplane somewhere over the Atlantic or over Western Europe on my way to Romania. I apologize. Many of you guys know I work for the Department of Defense. I can't always be where I want to be. I would much rather be spending time with you. Was looking forward to meeting Jim Butcher. Hi, Jim. Spending time with my wife. Hi, wife. Just getting to spend time with all of you because we become quite good friends over the years. But enough of that. The real reason that I'm boring you to death with my visage is that, well, I was supposed to write in the program book something for Ed Bryant, and I'm not actually there to make sure it was in the program book because there was a little controversy about it. So what I've done is I've kind of hijacked this for a few minutes so I could read to you what I meant to put in there. Now, if it's in there, it means that my plans worked. But if it's not, you'll know why very soon. So I just want to say before I begin that Ed Bryant means so much to the genre. He has probably contributed more than any other writer I know. In fact, as I'll mention later on, he's responsible for the writer I am today, and it's so inspiring me because, Ed Bryant's not just a writer, you know what I mean? So without further ado, let me just jump right in here real quick, if you don't mind, and begin reading. So, Ed Bryant, Teenage Porn Star, by Weston Oaks. When the TUSCON staff asked me to write something about Ed Bryant in the program book, they asked for a puff piece. A puff piece. My first question was, what were they hiding? What didn't they want me to know? So I asked them, you mean you don't want a hard-hitting piece of investigative journalism? There's no telling what dirt I could dig up on Ed. He's been around, They didn't reply for weeks. And when they finally did, I got this. Mr. Oaks, although we appreciate your enthusiasm, Mr. Bryant's piece with TUSCON 37 program book has already been written. Any further communications relevant to this subject should be made through John Keatham Esquire, our lawyer, and a phone number was provided. Oh. Now I was really interested in what Mr. Bryant was hiding. I knew I could get an expose into the program book without them knowing. In fact, if you have seen it, it means I succeeded. Come on. Did they think that they could really sweep something under the rug that easily? I'm a Department of Defense intelligence officer, for God's sakes. I've forgotten more secrets than they've ever known. And there's nothing that I can't find out when I get my teeth into it. So, like the intelligence professional that I am, I utilized the primary tool of my profession, which cost taxpayers billions of dollars to develop and is available only to the most experienced of us professionals. So here's what Google had to say about Mr. Bryant. He is a writer. We know that. He also seems to be a U.S. representative from Tennessee who takes frequent vacations to Thailand, does not eat any foods that begin with the letter Y, and is a Republican. Ed Bryant also runs the Ed Bryant Scout Reservation in Mouston, Wisconsin. Way to go, Ed. Nice of you. Ed Bryant is also a super middleweight Orthodox boxer who last fought on October 13th, 2000, where he got the slobber knocked out of him by one Marcus Davis at the Foxwood Resort, Mashantucket, Connecticut. Ed Bryant is also the first African-American electrician to work in Kennedy's Space Center. Nice! When he took the job in 1969. And last but not least, he is a 66-year-old family practice physician in Kosciuszko, Mississippi. But I was left in a quandary. There were too many Ed Bryants. Which one of those was our Ed Bryant? Or was he all of them? Was he an amalgam? Could he be science fiction writer, family practice physician, African-American electrician, Republican, hair, white foods, an Orthodox boxer, all of it? Now, I've known Ed since my very first convention, and this just didn't seem right. You see, I don't think he's a Republican. But he does now reside in Wyoming, which, although was the first state to grant women the right to vote and to elect a woman governor, is also two-thirds Republican. In fact, the only county not Republican is one named Teton, which I believe is French for a woman's chesty protuberance. So the odds are that he probably isn't Republican. And he doesn't seem black either, although after Michael Jackson and the Milk Bass, you never know. Of course, there would be one way to find out if there are any volunteers. But as far as I'm concerned, there were none of those pictures on Google. I checked. And I dare say if there's an athletic bone on our Ed Bryant's body, it relocated a long time ago. Sorry, Ed. So he's probably not the electrician. And even though we aren't sure of his political affiliation, he's also probably not the politician, because he sounds nothing like a Tennessean. He's definitely not the boxer, which leaves the writer. It seems like all those stories Ed was telling me over the years about meetings in Los Angeles begging producers to read his Twilight Zone episodes, avoiding sex with his battalions of groupies, posing nude for Harlan Ellison's private watercolor sessions, or when he's kicked out of Clarion and banned from submitting a science fiction novella written in Esperanto, were all true. But those stories were private between him and me, and now they're private between him and me and you. So keep it, sub rosa, for Ed's sake. So, to you, the unwashed masses, he's a famous science fiction horror writer. He's partly responsible for writers like me and Brian Keene and Ray Garton, but he probably won't admit it, nor does he probably want to. He's humbled that way. He founded a writers group in Denver. He won 2 Nebula Awards. He's been a Toastmaster everywhere. The Amway convention, by the way, Ed says, thank you very much. And most important to me, though, he wrote X-Men comics. That's cool. So that's the Ed Bryant we know and love. But I would be unfaithful to you if I didn't mention one last Ed Bryant I found during my comprehensive search. Long about the 100th Google page. You know how they go on like pie. There was a mention of a 19-year-old porn star named Ed Bryant. That's all it said. Nothing else. No pictures, no descriptions, no filmography, just that. And I knew right then that this was what the TUSCON staff didn't want me or you to know about. So, I will leave you with this question. If you found out that our Ed Bryant was once a porn star, would you like him any more? Any less? I found that. I think he's now way cooler than he was before. Way to go, Ed! Get you guys next year.
I got sweater lips, young robots. I got a bigger bazoo than Mike.